Andrew's someone that I've wanted to work with ever since I saw him, and I was like, wow, this kid can really act. He's one of the most like emotionally available actors, I think, in our age group, and he takes himself about as seriously as I take myself, which is probably too seriously. So we've had a really good time, battling it out on set when we had to battle it out, but also like having a fun and loving time when we had to. And I think there's a mutual respect between us that has kind of taken us through this entire project in a really, beautiful way. The thing that I've appreciated most, like as a whole, from Mark this whole time, is that he keeps such a fun, easy vibe on set. And a lot of times he just takes all of the pressure out of the situation, and you forget that you're filming Spider-Man. You just kind of sometimes feel like you're making a movie with your friends, and and that kind of vibe on such a high pressure, big budget movie is invaluable. But he'll also, he really has a specific vision for all of the characters, and he has a very easy way of guiding you on a path. It's more intense, and it's more epic, and it's more multi-layered, and the script is amazing. It's like a really kind of like a script you can sink your teeth into, and I think there's going to be moments of like, there'll be light moments, but there'll definitely be like the dark moments too, and I think it'll kind of bring you on ups and downs and take you on a ride that is even a better ride than the last one was, for sure.
Mark, the director, came to me to ask me if I wanted to do it, and I guess I was on a talk show. I think it was Conan O'Brien, and they were just, I guess they were making the first one of these, and so just as a joke, he asked me if I could be in one of these movies, what would I want to play? And I said the Rhino, which nobody knew what the Rhino even was. They were all like, really? There was a super villain called the Rhino? And so I said it as a joke, and I guess he saw it. And then when they were coming around to do this one, I met him. And he was like, would you seriously want to play the Rhino? And I was like, yeah, sure. He had told me that he was kind of more of a kind of colorful thing that would bookend the story, and that I suppose if there's another one, he would be more involved in it. But he had talked about the mechanized aspect of it, and I had forgotten. I don't think I even realized when I was a kid that he was Russian. So he talked about that, how he wanted to kind of make him contemporarily now a kind of Russian mobster sort of guy, and we talked about just him being a brute, and then I said, like, so can I really just be like an animal? It's like, because that seems like the fun of the guy is that he's barely articulate, and he's really stupid, and he's just like an animal. So, it was all those kinds of elements. I've never actually done anything like that, and most of the exterior stuff of the chase was done in Rochester, New York, where they shot all the smashing through stuff, and I actually got to go do a little bit of that, which was really cool. And I have this semi truck that I'm driving, kind of the cab of a semi, or it's a huge tow truck, is what it is, but it's enormous. And what was really cool was I'm not actually driving it. The stunt driver, who doubled me a lot for that stuff, was sitting behind me, and he was masked. And he was looking at a screen and actually doing all the driving, which was really cool. I felt like a real badass. I could do all this great maneuvering around with the thing, but he was behind me the entire time, and it was fantastic. when I saw the first movie, I thought he was so physically great, all the stuff he did. I mean, he obviously did some spider work and stuff like that. His physicality is fantastic, especially in that suit. Everything he does in there, it's like, it's beautiful how expressive he is with stuff. And he's a lot of fun. I mean, he's a really, really fine actor. And to have a guy that good committing himself to something like this is great. And I just loved all the physical stuff he does. He's very funny. And the kind of, you know, loose, kind of goofy way he plays the guy. I mean, the stuff we were doing out there is like a stand-up comedian, sort of. It's really great. But he's just, give and take is wonderful, and he's inventive, incredibly inventive. It's a thrill ride. You know, it's a fantastic thrill ride. But, you know, the nice thing about the other one he did and this one, you know, the Sally Fields and all that stuff is very nicely done. And Andrew gives it such a nice human dimension that it's, you know, it's got nice things like that. But it's just a thrill ride, man. I mean, it's a good time. It should just be fun.